Good evening, everybody. I will call the special meeting of council March the 25th to order at 5:30 p.m. and ask for any amendments to the agenda.
Do you remember once I had none?
Thank you. A motion that the agenda for the special council meeting March 25th, 2024 be approved as presented. Moved by Councillor Bowen, seconded by Councillor Cassidy. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Declarations of pecuniary interest.
Do you remember once I had none?
Thank you. We'll get right into it then. 4.1, would you like me to read the motion? Yeah. This is regarding community improvement plan update and passing. The council authorizes the passing of bylaw number 14-24, being a bylaw to adopt the March 2024 updated community improvement plan, CIP, create the community improvement plan application review committee, establish terms of reference for the community improvement plan application review committee, rescind bylaw number 80-23, being a bylaw to adopt amendments to the municipality of Sewville Community Improvement Plan version 2.0 2023. Moved by Councillor Van Breda, seconded by Councillor Cassidy. Discussion. So, Councillor Van Breda.
Excellent. Two quick ones. Again, so on page 7 towards page 10, big fan of the grants. I think that's a good opportunity. My question is, how would these be advertised?
When you want to go through it?
Sure, through email. So once the plan is adopted by council, we would then start advertising the intake for 2024. And so we would advertise that in the newspaper, on our website, and social media channels as well. And then it would be advertised for the duration of the intake period with closing date. And then from there, staff will review, and if there's anything above that certain threshold, then we'll bring to council to move forward.
That's a question. Would this apply to vacant buildings around town?
In terms of like facade improvements, you mean, or?
Yeah, is there a way, like just like for the community improvement plan? I was wondering, there are a couple of vacant commercial buildings. Is there a way to kind of pressure them to bid, hey, we have these grants that maybe you could update the sign, even though they're not in business here? So look out, just wait to. Is that possible? Is that within our reach, or?
Through Mayor Lawrence, I think based on the grants and the incentives provided, that yeah, there's a vacant building on Front Street, let's say, or an unutilized building, that some of their building permit fees and things like that can be covered, and they can utilize the facade grant. It's up to a max of $15,000, but I guess yeah, there would be opportunities there.
Councillor Gibson.
What projects were approved back in 2014? What projects were approved back in 2013-14?
Through Mayor Lawrence, I didn't bring the file with me, but there was 5 of them. And it was mostly signage improvements and facade improvements in the downtown core. Laxwell First Nations Training Center did do some upgrades to their signage in Hudson through the program as well.
Were there significant changes?
It was signage, new signage, basically around the building.
So Cassidy.
Yeah, was there a comprehensive review of the areas completed in the maps of Schedule A through D?
In what regard, sorry?
Like, did you review the areas to ensure that they encompass businesses? Because like I look at Schedule A, for instance, and I know we've approved a new or zoning change for a new funeral home in one spot that's not part of the community improvement plan. I recall commenting on some of the gaps on that entranceway off of King Street. And then you look, I know up on 5th Avenue by Princess, there's daycares, there's businesses up there as well. Tikanagan has an office up there. Schedule B, I see that whole cul-de-sac off of May Street is still kind of included, which I don't know, those are all residential areas.
Through Mayor Lawrence, so the downtown core area and the different central areas are based on the zoning. So commercial zonings would be part of the, I guess, the main central area, the highway gateway area. And then the Hudson, but the entire urban area, the municipality is part of the community improvement area in the official plan, so it can be altered if council feels it's needed.
Sorry, could you repeat that? The whole community part of the area?
So the community improvement area encompasses the entirety of the urban Sioux Lookout area.
Okay,
So these are just the different zones within that area that have been zoned for commercial uses.
okay, because the schedule, the map legend says the yellow areas are Sioux Lookout community improvement areas.
So that's within the improvement area. That's the main central area.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm confused, Jody. So we have the whole community is part of the improvement area, but we have improvement areas within the improvement areas.
Basically, yeah, I mean, this is meant for business. You know, these incentives are meant to promote like the downtown core area, the highway commercial areas. We've included a residential intensification grant, so it's meant to be more for the commercial areas of town.
Yeah, if I was someone opening a business and I came and looked and I see that on the map, that might deter me or throw me off a little, potentially, or maybe it's just me. I don't know. It looks like that's the only area for the community improvement area.
If you go to the next schedule, you'll see it's expanded on there.
No, sorry, I mean like the yellow areas in the map as it's indicated on the map. Are the only
For
areas.
specific incentives grants, yes.
Are the yellow areas, they're zoned commercial?
Yeah, there's highway commercial, there's different types of commercial zonings in those areas.
To Councillor Casson's point, if you were coming to open a business that wasn't in the yellow area, you would need to apply for rezoning because it would be commercial.
All right, say that again.
None of us are understanding each other.
No,
Are the yellow areas basically the commercial and highway commercial areas, zoning areas?
Yes, so I mean, what we're trying to, someone who's gonna re-side their house up on, Montello, I mean, it's not expected that they're gonna come and apply for a facade update grant.
If somebody wanted to open a business on Montello, they couldn't open that business without getting it zoned commercial, and then at that time, it could be perhaps considered. I'm not suggesting that somebody's opening a business on Montello, but
but if, say, let's use fair convenience because it's not within the yellow commercial area, but it's a commercial business. If they wanted to apply, they're okay to.
Mayor Lawrence, I believe so, yes. I guess we'd have to confirm that, but as far as I understand, I mean, there's certain grants specific to certain areas within the CIP, like these area, like the gateway area, the main central areas, they're titled. That certain grants specific to outside of that area. I think as a commercial business zoned appropriately, if you'll note in that, if everything's zoned appropriately, then I don't see why they couldn't apply. And this is the focus of where we want these dollars to go, outside of the residential intensification grant.
So are we able to, like, could we maybe, just like with Schedule A, like how it says to look up community improvement area, are we able to say like do we want to say that if it's zoned commercial, should that be reflected in the legend so it's clearer, or?
Yeah, that's how council wants to do it, yes.
I think what Councillor Cassidy is trying to say is if you own a business outside this yellow area, you may think that you're excluded. So how would you get that information if it's not clear on the legend? So if the legend says to look out community improvement area, we just name that something different.
See, Mayor Lawrence, so just to clarify, so the previous iteration of the community improvement plan applied to every area in the whole municipality. council decided to narrow the focus, when we brought this back in August, September of last year, to focus on specific areas where specific grants would be eligible within specific areas. And so that's what's highlighted. So not all grants are available in all areas. Certain grants are available in certain areas. And so that's what the yellow is intended to identify. Again, to support with what our manager of development services is saying, the idea is to focus these investments in those areas where council has identified sort of would most benefit from those types of investments. So not to say that other areas may not be eligible and could be considered. You could also look at one-time requests and bring that to council. There's ways around it, but I think the primary focus is on the yellow shaded areas for those specific investments.
The budget draft. Part 6, draft 2. 2024 ending balance is $76,703. It shows the maximum $75,000. In this report, I just talk briefly to the treasurer. Could you give us the update on that? Where it's at?
So through you, Mayor Lawrence, the amount shown in this report for $38,000 is the ending balance of 2023. And that's currently what we will be starting off with at the beginning of 2024. The reason for the change is due to the fact they've just been finished being reconciled for the end of 2023. So the numbers have changed and we've spent some of that money. Some of that money is automatically been allocated to other items. So currently the CIP is sitting at 38,000.
Councillor Timpson.
Yeah, my only concern with this is that, the reason I asked, well, where has it been done? Because I really haven't noticed, even after that applications, 2014, I really didn't notice a big difference. This is really the way we should be spending this money. So I would like to know where they have been and what exactly was done that was improved. Because quite honestly, I haven't noticed it.
So through you, Mayor Lawrence, one of the biggest projects that was completed the last round back in 2014 was a huge facelift to one of the buildings. One of the buildings that got it used to be called Bloom and Wildflowers. So they applied for funding and it fell under the categories and they received funding to improve the outside of their building as well as the signage and everything at the time. So when you look at the building right now, that was part of the CIP with how it looks.
So which building did you say it was?
The old Blue and Wild building?
Yeah,
Kobe education.
yeah, Kobe Education now, so it's next to the Legion. As well as Aztec Auto did a major facelift and they got some dollars for that. And Brian, I sent the list to Brian today there, so.
Oscar.
I think it's a relatively small investment to try to improve the town core because like people are constantly complaining that our downtown core, and if we can spend $25,000 a year, it makes them, even if it's just small baby steps forward, it's at least moving forward in the positive direction.
Councillor Mandry.
Again, just like another question, because I know that the city of Kenora had something like this done, I think like 10 or 15 years ago, and that really helped the downtown core look a lot better. But again, there were some vacant buildings that were not told, I guess, like that did some facelift. So my question is, like, again, just is there a way to not force, but is there a way to get some of these vacant buildings that we have around town to be like, hey, your building's falling apart, it really is an eyesore in the community, is there a way to pressure the owners, the landlords to be like, you have to do something about this building, we can't ignore it any much longer?
Through Mayor Lawrence, if they're in violation of our property standards bylaw, then we can enforce that and require that they fix up what needs to be fixed in regards to the property standards bylaw.
Okay.
Any further, council? Ask for the vote, all in favor? Carries. The council, item 4.2, statement of council 2023 remuneration. The council receives the statement of the remuneration and expenses paid to members of council for the fiscal period January 1st to December 31st, 2023, in accordance with section 284(1) of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended, 2, bylaw number 47-22, being a bylaw to reset the remuneration to be paid to the mayor and members of council. 3, policy number 1-06, being a policy to govern the travel expenses paid to the members of council. Moved by Councilor Timpson, seconded by Councilor Van Brito. Discussion. I can't start with something. Normally, when we lift items, I know where to start because somebody's lifted it. If there's no discussion, all in favor? Carried. And a motion that council moves into closed session at 5:47 PM to discuss 1, subject matter relating to a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board by one item, Bigwood property. And 2, subject matter relating to a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality or local board per Municipal Act 2001 as amended, section 239(2)K, one item, policing costs. Moved by Councilor Bone, seconded by Councilor Cassidy. All in favor? Carried. We are now in closed session. I'll call the meeting. CIO motions for ratification.
Few very ones, the motion reads that council ratify direction provided to staff in closed session.
Moved by Councillor Timpson, seconded by Councillor Cassidy, all in favor? Carried. And bylaw number 3224, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of Council of Sioux, March 25th. Special council meeting be read first, second, third time and passed. Moved by Councillor Van Breda. Carried. Thank you very much. Turn off mics.